So, hello once again. I'm here with Devin DiNofa, and we're going to speak a little bit about his business. And up until now, we've been talking about just attorneys and law firms working together. Devin's office is actually where I live, so I think it'd be a good opportunity for us to find a little more about what his office is doing. The COVID shutdown is affecting everyone's business, and obviously, realtors like attorneys have been in a position where we've had to change a lot. So Devin, welcome. And why don't you tell us a little bit about your work and kind of what you're doing to kind of deal with the COVID crisis?
Yep, absolutely. Well, thanks for having me, Alfonso, man. I'm really excited to be on this podcast, man. I see a lot of stuff that you're doing and you're really bringing awareness to a great firm. So congratulations on all your success. Thank you for having me. So yeah, I have a company a real estate company within Keller Williams called TCS South Jersey. So we are licensed in Philadelphia and in New Jersey. Now our TCS company in South Jersey obviously primarily does a lot of South Jersey, but in Philadelphia, I'm with the condo shops with Keller Williams Philadelphia. And the funny thing is as far as the real estate aspect is concerned, in Philly and New Jersey, complete different kind of stipulations with how we can operate, right? Very similar, but Philadelphia right now is a lot more strict. Now, what we've been trying to get the message out to the general public is, when all this started going on, a lot of people are automatically thinking 2008, like, man, should I still sell the house that I was thinking about selling? Is now still a good time to buy? I have no idea. They think that this is going to be some big housing crisis, and thankfully, it's this right now with what we're dealing with. It was in the real estate world is nothing like 2008. So right now, the difference is one of the differences are buyers still have a strict kind of loan process to go through to get qualified. Back in the day, if you had a Chihuahua, you were getting a loan. And nowadays, and it's always been, they tightened up a lot. They learned a lot from 2008. So as far as the real estate market is concerned, not just anybody can get mortgages, right? So that's a big deal. And also inventory is very low too, which is great. I mean, it's definitely for sellers. So right now, I mean, as far as the housing market is concerned, the inventory is still low and the rates are still great. So, we're still thankfully we're still selling a lot of properties. Our listings are selling. Buyers are still wanting to go out and see houses. It's just in New Jersey, we have to operate a complete different way now with this whole coronavirus.
So right now, I know with our law firm, we've had to make changes. So we're doing all of our consults via Zoom. I'm even doing court hearings. I mean, I'm doing detention hearings in New Jersey via Zoom. I'm doing them all over Pennsylvania the same way. Philadelphia, I don't know what's going on, but they just either not prepared or they just refuse to accept the fact that life is going to change for a little bit because Philadelphia's courts haven't done anything. And even the schools, I mean, they haven't. I mean, I don't know if your kids are in school in Morristown, but my kids, I mean, the school district hasn't missed a beat. I mean, they've been great. But and the court system in Jersey, same way. So now that's the legal side of things. In the real estate world, I mean, what are you doing in terms of client consultations, meeting with clients, bringing buyers and sellers together? I mean, how are you doing that?
The good news is that a lot of stuff we were kind of doing to where we didn't have to, like a lot of our business was kind of working to where we didn't have to meet people as far as getting forms signed and all that stuff. So all the documents, e-signature. Now closing's different, but now what we're doing is having virtual, but a lot of things are just going virtual now, which the good news is we were always evolving. We had these things in place. Now we just have to do it a lot more. So virtual buyer consultations, right? And what we do is whenever we have a new first-time home buyer, we always used to sit down, meet at an office, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and explain that home buying process from start to finish. Now we just do it virtually. We have an email kind of a packet that breaks down the process, and we verbally go through it with them. As far as sellers are concerned, we have virtual listing appointments to where what we'll do is we'll schedule a Zoom call like this, or sometimes it's a FaceTime depending on how savvy the client is. And we'll pre-send them our marketing game plan, but then we'll go through it over the phone with them. And then we'll also have them take us through the house so we can give them our staging consultation, which is what to do to get your house looking the best way it possibly can to sell for top dollar in today's market. Right. Okay. So we can do that now thankfully via video, via Zoom, via FaceTime. So that's how we're kind of having our consultations and appointments right now.
So now prior to this shutdown, were you at all operating that way, or was it more like, I guess the old fashioned way where, I hate to call it the old fashioned way, it's more like the way we always did it?
Yeah.
I know in my business, when a client called me, I didn't even think about doing a possible Zoom, even though we had the technology. But now it seems like, we find ourselves offering the clients, hey, we know you're not comfortable coming in, and even though your loved one's obviously in jail, it's a serious situation. But now we've seen that clients enjoy it. They actually want to do the Zoom because, for instance, my office is in Center City. That they don't want to do it with parking, whatever. So in terms of your business, have you found clients receptive to it, or what's been your experience with it?
Yeah. So before this, obviously, yes, to answer your question, everything was face-to-face. We always like to meet, see people at their house, or, we always like to create the experience with the buyer consultations, maybe go to the office, breakfast, coffee, whatever that is. But now, with it being virtual, and the funny thing is you bring that up because before this even happened, I put a post out there because I'm very big in networking, trying to meet other businesses, help other people, create new connections, find new clients. And I put that question out there, would anybody be offended if somebody asked to have a Zoom call with them rather than commute and our first meeting be, and this is just a business connection, like, hey, through networking. And, some people are like, no, I would take that disrespectful. I'm a more face-to-face type of person. And the reason why I even brought that up is because, you can still have that same face-to-face experience, kind of like this, but it also helps you leverage time a lot better, right? So that's potentially an hour, possibly 2 hours of commute time that are wasted because of traveling to do this meeting. So now through this, yes, buyers and sellers kind of are receptive. Now they have no choice, but after it's done, they're like, wow, that was pretty easy. Right. And, I didn't have to worry about, listen, some people may be a little bit funny when they just meet someone for the first time, having them come into their house. So it kind of makes them feel a little bit more comfortable now. Hey, before I actually meet you, this is kind of cool. I could see your face. It's not like you're on the phone. There's no visual. So there's still some type of human connection.
Well, I personally see a lot of opportunities here from this. And I know that our business, for instance, now, obviously we're in two different types of markets. Yeah, I'm a criminal defense lawyer. So, yep. But just to kind of put it, in perspective, we've always had to operate where we've had to go to court for everything. Okay. Yep. And I'm in court all over Pennsylvania, all over New Jersey. I've done cases in Newark, New Jersey. I've done cases in Cape May County, New Jersey. And I've done cases in Central County, Pennsylvania by Penn State. And I've done cases in Jim Thorpe. But they're all, 1 year I'll put 40,000 miles on my car. So I'm all over the place. So now it's part of me saying, well, when this is all over, I kind of like the remote hearings, now obviously for trials and things like that. And I believe, you may feel the same way for a big, for something major, face-to-face, you need to have it. Yep. So, do you think that going forward, because I'm hoping actually going forward, a lot of our little things that we do, our status hearings and, just kind of updates with clients, I'm hoping that the court systems kind of keep things the way they are, and even the jails, I'm doing remote visits with people in jail now. I've done 4 this week, and it's been great. Technology's been great. So, how about you? In terms of your business, what do you hope kind of stays from this?
Yeah. Well, the good news is, I'm a big believer of, I always try and find the positive in anything. Whenever there's things that happen like this, there's also big breakthroughs, and there's also great things that come out of this that helps evolve technology, helps evolve our country, helps evolve people, right? So in the real estate industry, I'll tell you, one thing right now, how you got to go to court hearings, we have to go to closings. Well, the one big thing was, we would when this started, it was like people still have to show up to closings. How do we do this? Well, now they start okaying virtual notaries. So now technically people don't have to show up to the closings. So I feel like they're going to evolve a lot more to where there's just going to be less face-to-face. And listen, it's, a lot of people, no matter what, still want that human connection, right? Which is good, but there's a lot of things that can be done to where you still get that human connection and not have to commute X amount of hours, X amount of minutes. So there's going to be a lot of different breakthroughs, especially in this industry. Our virtual buying consultations are awesome, and now the way that they're evolving to where we can close now without having to show up to the closings. Now, sometimes with certain clients, everybody's different. You got to feel out their personality. Some people just want you to be there. When everything calms down, right, and everything goes back to normal, pray to God that it does very, very soon.
I'm with you.
But yeah, that's a big thing right there. It's just a virtual notaries to where we can just get stuff done without people having to physically sign and be at places, and things can just be done electronically.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you on things getting back to normal. I get kind of stressed now going to Wegmans in Mount Laurel to go pick up groceries. It's kind of like you have to prepare yourself for or going to Costco. You have to, like, in the past you could just go. Now you have to actually plan it. It's a whole, like,
Yep.
When do you want to go? So
I'll tell you a story on that. I was actually on a mastermind call with one of the groups I'm in, and one guy was talking about how through times like this, some of the biggest companies, what they do is, rather than sit there and cry about it, they find ways to adapt, right? And I've heard that Open Table, I don't know if it's over here, actually started a system to where you can reserve a spot at the grocery store now. They went out and reached out to all that. What would you want? What do you want?
Right.
And that was one evolvement that they made that, could be a huge breakthrough when this is all over.
Yeah, I mean, I think from our firm, what we did immediately was we upgraded our site to allow people to text us through the site. And that was one upgrade that we made. But, I think I agree with you that a lot of small businesses, in Morristown especially, haven't taken advantage. I mean, if people aren't comfortable coming to your store, well, upgrade your website. Make online ordering a thing. It doesn't, look, it takes work, it takes money, but there's a ton of companies out there who can accommodate people, who can build up a site, literally overnight, and get your shop up and running online. I can't tell you how many small businesses that I've tried to, I said, oh, let me go to their website and try to order. You can't. So instead of these small businesses taking advantage of that, I think people aren't. And the problem is that, obviously the big stores have the marketing departments, have all this put together, but really small businesses, I think it's an opportunity that a lot of them are missing.
All day, man. And it's what you do to show up, especially in these times, that make people, remember you.
Yeah. So where can people find you if they want to, if they have a real estate need, if they want to sell a house, buy a house, look at a condo, where can they find you? Can you give us your website, your phone number, contact information?
So our company website is TCS South Jersey, T as in Tom, S as in snake, C as in cat, southjersey.com. My phone number, 856-577-2694. My email, Devin, DEVIN, at tcssouthjersey.com. And then you can also find me very active on Facebook, Devin DiNofa, LinkedIn, Devin DiNofa, and also Instagram. So we try and be as visible as possible everywhere we possibly can. And that's not just for us, but that's just for our clients too, to get their listings out there also. And I do want to highlight too, just because I know this is about how we are operating a little bit differently. And that also goes with the home showings too. So virtual showings, right? What we're doing now is we'll go out to a house, because in New Jersey, so just so you know the kind of difference in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, right now, it can only be done a virtual showing, one agent, a buyer cannot even be present. In New Jersey, it's different. A buyer can actually be there, but it's got to be a one-on-one situation, right? And how we're operating, I always, gloves, sanitizer, mask. Typically what will happen is, the buyer will open the door, the buyer will do a quick walkthrough. Boom, once they're out, I'll do a quick walkthrough. and then we move on to the next one, minimum. Most of the time, what we can do is I'll go through for a virtual tour and I'll FaceTime my client and we'll walk through the whole house. They don't even have to leave their house if they're comfortable doing that. Now, the good news is that they don't have to worry about if they missed something wrong because they weren't physically there. We're always going to have home inspections, right? And just so you know how the home inspections operate, is only the home inspector is allowed to be in there, right? This is how we're operating. When the home inspector's done the inspection, he'll come out and report to the client exactly what he's seen. And then that's the next negotiation. If there's any major things wrong, you negotiate with the seller. As far as our listings, right? We want to always protect our sellers because listen, people still need to relocate. Yes, there are some sellers right now that want to wait till things calm down because they don't want people coming in and out of their house. But we also have a lot of sellers that have vacant listings. So now what we invested in, we're very big on video in general for all of our listings, which is really cool. But now we use a technology, it's a 3D walkthrough to where you can legitimately click in the house and with your mouse tour the property and look around. So we're always trying to find a way to best serve our clients, but also now evolve. So now we're doing 3D showings. And then we're also going to have regular showings. Well, people now need to decide to COVID-19 disclosure. You know, we just got one today where, you know, just disclosing that you don't, to the best of your knowledge, your seller, your buyer has no knowledge of having COVID, meeting anybody, you know, all that stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
Signing disclosure for that. But that's how we're operating over there now in Philadelphia. We just found out that, to your point, I mean, they can't even do home inspections right now because home inspectors can't even go in houses right now. So that's why I'm saying it's a little bit different in Philadelphia right now for our clients versus South Jersey.
So in Philadelphia now, I mean, if the home inspectors can't go in the home, I mean, is property's not moving then? I mean,
no.
You can't complete, I mean, you can't move forward, right? I mean,
now listen, there's still a lot of buyers in Philadelphia, you know, some will still buy, but you're right. I mean,
it's a real problem. I mean, right now, I mean, some courts have adapted, but like I said, Philadelphia, I don't know what the plan is, if there's a plan, or they just plan on just waiting it out. And the scary part of it, from a business standpoint, is that, you know, April 30th is going to come and go, and I think that we're going to go beyond April 30th. And you're just delaying things, and you know, it comes a point in time where you have to open things back up eventually. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But anyway, look, I want to thank you for coming on today. This is all good stuff. You know, I hope that you and your family are staying safe throughout this, and everyone's healthy, and hopefully this thing will be over soon. We'll get together personally. I'll see you in Morristown on Main Street.
Yeah, sounds good.
I'll try to. I may have a dog with me. I don't know. I'll see. I'm thinking about getting a dog. I don't know if now's a good time. But I want to thank you again for coming on.
No, thank you. It was great seeing you, brother.
See you soon.
Be safe.